Hello everyone, my name is Quant and welcome to this aftermatch video for my Alistar tanky support video. If you have not watched that video yet, you can click the link in the description or click the annotation. It's gonna be right about here. So this aftermatch video has talked about the match that I just played, Alistar, the tanky support, and just discuss what I found was good in the game, the match itself, what could have done better, or just some general thought about the match itself. So without further ado, let's get to it. I'm gonna say good game, well played. I'm gonna give an honor to our Caitlyn, really good placement, did really good. I'm gonna give our Sinsaur really good work there as well as teamwork. I'm not 100% sure about Anivia because he ran around and got alone loads of times. But I really liked um, Sinzao and Caitlyn a lot. Riven I'm as well a little meh, because I don't really necessarily like that build on Riven. Sure, I love going damage on Riven because she also get a one-to-one scaling with her shield on attack damage. So going loads of attack damage means loads of shield. But she had no HP whatsoever from that build. The only HP is the 200 HP from the Black Cleaver. He even skipped boots completely and went for the Sapphire, which is a 10% movement speed, which is the highest movement speed item out there, except boots. But for me to go completely ignore boots, I think that you would need Sapphire or like 2 or 3 movement speed items. If you got like Udyr, he could probably skip the boots towards the end, going for that trained force, going for a late Sapphire to exchange from his Ninja Tabby towards the end. He still got quite a lot of movement speed. Maybe not as a tank Udyr though, because he really tried to get in there, tried to get in Caitlyn's face. That's really what kind of fucked up towards the actual late fight there. Was that Udyr was up in Caitlyn's face a lot. Um, So we're gonna take a look at the graphs here. The damage dealt, of course, I did the least amount of damage. Like I said, Alistar is not a support that deals a lot of damage. He's more of a blocking the way and knock them away from important targets and knock up many targets and do some healing. Of course, my healing is not that much, but when you see in the long run, it's actually quite much. Most of it is on myself though, but a 22,000 heal says that, yeah, some of that heal is actually towards my friends. So it's actually quite some heal, even though it's not that much. But 22,000 is still more healing than Blitzcrank did in damage. And Blitzcrank sure is the support that got very many crowd controls with his hook, his knockup, and his ult. And that hook can be devastating to turn a fight into a 4 versus 5. So it's really good, but his placement was not that great. And yeah, I kind of dislike that placement overall. Other than that, we can take a look at the damage taken. We see that Sinzao was the tank of our team and just tanked the shit, and I was at the second place. Keep in note here that my ult reduces all damage taken with a 75%, I believe, when fully stacked, and that does not count onto the damage taken. So if I didn't use the ult, I would probably take more damage than Sinzao. So I probably just tanked out more than Sinzao, but we was quite even. Both of us just were really deep loads of time. Of course, there Udyr was the one that took most damage of all, but that was also because our team did more damage than their team overall. So of course, really good game overall. I kind of like this new support thing that you can skip Philosopher. Um, and that's probably one of the new metas that I actually can like. Many of the new metas and things are like, I don't really see the reason to, and I think people follow the new metas way too strictly. I mean, the new meta is there for a reason. It's because they found it and they found it good. And if you don't try anything new and just follow what everyone else does really, really deep, then you can't find your own playstyle that really fits you the most. But anyways, that was the Alistar game, support game. Support is my least favorite role. I like, in the specific order, top, mid, jungle, AD carry, and support. I probably like to play AD carry more than jungle, just because I feel it's like the jungle gets so far behind unless they get super fed, like ever since now. For example, their Odir, he got super far behind compared to the rest, because they get low farm in the jungle. It's less farm than on any lane, and they get lowest level as well, unless they get super many kills and assists. And they control their level and things least. If you do good ganks, like at least 30 or 40% of that gank is your friend on the lane actually uh, baiting up the gank or following up on that gank. If you just run in there and do beautifully and your friend is doing nothing, then it's probably not gonna be a good gank. Because only you did the good part. You probably just wasted a flash maybe, and you didn't really get fed. And if they waste flash, that's great for your teammate, but it doesn't give you anything as the jungler. You don't get any gold or anything. In fact, you actually lose gold from going to the actual lane, waste his flash, and then going back to jungle and start on farm. So I actually prefer going the AD carry more than jungle. The only reason why I like jungle more than the AD carry is because when I play AD carry, I have to rely so much on my support, and many times they are doing weird stuff. I've had a Blitzcrank support that hooked the enemy Taric like over and over and over again, because I'm gonna hook just because I can hook. That's a kind of like you saw in this match where the enemy Blitzcrank hooked, I believe it was Anivia in the mid, but he was alone, so he didn't hook them towards his team. So he didn't really do anything. The only thing he did was lock himself out. And yeah, there are sometimes people that are stupid. Of course, you have to rely on your team when it comes to team fights and everything. But during the actual laning phase, I wanna be able to kind of support myself and yeah, control myself how good it goes. Of course, the jungler can't do that to 100%. As I said, like 30 or 40% of the gank is actually the laner following up on that gank or setting up the gank. So, but I still probably believe the jungler is a little more of my style. I'm not 100% sure. Top and mid is definitely my mains. I mained mid over top quite some time ago. I started to main top instead, just because it was more variety of champions that could go top than mid. Mid was pretty much only like mages or yeah, AD like assassins like Talon or Kha'Zix or Zed. So I feel like top lane is more of my style right now, at least. I'm bouncing between top and mid. I like play mages, I like play top lanes. Um, but top lane is a little more variety. You feel like mid is like the mages, bot is AD carry and support, and top is like you do a little what you want, and same with the jungle. You kind of need some tank or two bruisers or something like that. A bruiser jungler, bruiser top works good. A tank top and a quite bruiserish jungler works good as well. But this was actually a support game that I found interesting. And as you could see, I actually did get less gold than Blitzcrank. I don't really understand how, because I believe we took down more turrets. Yeah, I believe. And I got 5 more assists. He got 1 more kill. I don't think that did that much though. And he got 14 more creeps. I don't think that did that much either. Keep in mind though, he actually ran support runes, masteries I meant, because you could see in the start of the game he got a biscuit. So that's probably where he got that from. He probably got more gold than me from the pure support. Let's see, I think I got their support. I think you got like more gold from these two. Extra 50 and 2 per 10. But I felt like I definitely did the right thing there to go the, let's see here, the pure tank. Gets really, really tanky. Getting the max armor for the laning phase. The HP regen is really nice for support. Getting that max HP to get a really boost early game and everything. Getting this to be able to tank in tower dive, at least as a tanky support. To be able to move better, to reduce the poke damage of them, of course. And since you're up against the AD carry, they might get a lucky crit or they start stacking crit, so this is definitely a must. Also like to go this because many supports that are quite tanky stack HP. They don't stack that much armor magic resist. Now I did a Frozen Heart, of course, because it really fit into the kind of team that we were up against. But other than that, you kind of like stack your Locket and Shirayla's Reverie and stuff like that, and all of them give HP, so this actually helps out a lot. This one is probably the one that helps out the least out of this entire thing. I could remove these completely and add it somewhere else. Actually, I'm thinking about doing that just to be able to ward a little faster or something like that. That would actually be quite cool. Or this for the laning phase. Because you don't do that much armor as a tanky support. But maybe I should do a pure tank support, because this is also my pure tank when I go like a pure tanky jungler. This is, for example, my Mundo. I think I run this because Mundo got some physical damage, he got some magic damage, but I really feel like this really works with him. The tankier you get, the more damage you pretty much can do. So this is kind of like the straight up choice I do as a pure tank, as Leona or Alistar and everything. And with Leona I actually like this because it actually works up with her W. So with many of the tank supports, this actually works. This one is really great though. It's an extra 5 armor magic resist. It's quite good, but I don't stack any armor magic resist. So for this actually, let me just get it in there. It increases your armor magic resist by 5%, and yeah, I didn't change masteries, but whatever. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna check here now. You can see my match history as well. I'm gonna check here. So what I got this game was 95 plus 20. It's slightly more than 100, and this gives from it's only increased bonus armor magic resist. It doesn't increase your base. So I got a little more than 100 extra armor, and this gives 5%. And if you have 100 armor, you would get 5 more armor. So you don't usually like stack that. If you are a support that only goes like this, which is 20 armor and 20 magic resist, and then you go Shiraylas or something like that, doesn't got armor or magic resist at all, you don't really get that much extra from that one. I think this one could be better to run around and get some wards out better, or use this for the early laning phase. This one is kind of a like though, because it's extra 5 armor, 5 magic resist in team fights, if they are close by, but most of the time they are, and that's really good, I believe, for just 1 point. Keep in mind it's not much, it's like, oh, 5 armor magic resist, that much, but for 1 point it's actually quite much. So it was a very interesting support game right there. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this game. And if you like what you watch, then please subscribe, share, like, write a comment. If you got anything that you want me to play or do or discuss about, feel free to leave it in a comment. I'm more than willing to do it unless it's really unfitting. And I hope to see you guys next time.